Rush hour. It's Times Square, Monday, October 17th, 2022. We're going to take a walk around Times Square and beyond. Y'all doing? See how far we're gonna take it beyond Times Square. Hello, Patrick. I got off a little bit earlier than normal. Hope this phone don't act up on me. Amazes me when people just play music and there's music blasting all over the place and they still play loud music. It's like, who's trying to cancel out who? How you doing, Joe? Just got on, 3 minutes in. I'm using the 13 to see what's gonna happen. Maybe it won't. I may change carriers. I expect the buffering a little bit because this is Times Square, so I kind of expect that one. But I mean just outright cut off like it's been doing. If that happens, I might just get rid of Verizon and go with T-Mobile. Yesterday the phone cut off because I ran out of battery. I was trying to finish up, but battery just died out. Went the whole distance with that phone. Even with the red phone, like the 13, you know, even when I had a brand new, even when it was brand new, it was running 4 hours. I still think about getting a Plus. I know I could definitely get more than 4 hours. I'm not gonna rush it. Maybe I'll wait till next year. Just like I said, if this doesn't work out, I'll just get the... Yeah, I'm using a Verizon phone now, so... The idea is just cutting off. That's what I want to watch out for. Not so much the buffering. That can just happen anywhere. Any phone. But I gotta talk to Fernando because he know this guy that beats the buffer. But we didn't have time to talk. He was doing his thing. Good old sirens to knock out the music if it's music. Oh man, Joe, I gotta tell you this one. This is unreal. I think this one is dumber than the birds. I was watching TikTok last night, and this guy is a high school teacher. He said one of his students asked him, were you around when the world was black and white? As in meaning, you know, like the black and white films, like Andy Griffin and all of that. He said, because he's 45. They asked him, were you around when the world was black and white? Like, I mean, the kid, and it's not just him, the kid thought the world was in black and white, and he asked him, when did it turn color? The man thought they was trying to prank him. So, he couldn't believe it. So he said, heck with it. I'm gonna ask everybody in the class. He asked the class about that. He said half the class raised their hand. They believed the world was black and white. I was rolling. And then he said he still couldn't believe that that was true. He still thought they was pranking him. He said he went to another class, did the same thing, and got the same output. He said the kids thought the world was in black and white, and then it turned color. Like a TV. I was rolling. I'm listening to that because I you imagine that? Oh man. That was killing me. I couldn't believe these kids actually believed the world was in black and white, and then it turned into color. A whole planet. Yes, this is Times Square. Rio de Janeiro. How you doing? Oh man. I didn't know how to save that video. I said, man, if I tell somebody this, they ain't gonna believe me. Oh man. Talking about that movie Dumb and Dumber. That is so crazy. A whole planet went from black and white to color. Like a television. Oh man. That was dumber than the birds. Man. I wish he had that on video. I really do. He was in his house doing the video, talking about it. Oh man, things, man, people, your brains. You think you're not all there and you slipping? Somebody else is tripping. Believe that. I just never heard nothing like that. Like, how did that conversation spark up? I know, you know, you can't buy a black and white TV, but monitors for like CTVs and all of that, I don't know. I just don't see how that can spark up, but it happened. But he never said like where he's from, like which state or county or anything. He didn't say any of that. But that had me cracking up, man. I should have sent it to my brother. I don't know, he probably would have laughed too. At least that thing with the birds, when I was there, I don't think a lot of people kind of believed it. They just, because people was walking around smiling like, yo, this can't be for real. The birds aren't real. So they was just walking around smiling and laughing like me. I was like, this ain't real. Somebody made a good point that maybe, I don't know, I could be wrong, but he said maybe they did that because I did see some small cameras, like them small video movie style cameras. Maybe they was doing that for a film. I don't know. Maybe they did prank us. But you push it hard enough, send me to a place that I gotta go the distance, like Brooklyn or somewhere. If they didn't, we had to shut a tank down. So that was about it. Then I had 2 other jobs after that. Oh man. They pulled a prank around here in this area. It was probably like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. What they did, they got a SUV, and they got a person, anybody, a no-name person. Let's just say it's you or me. They made you appear like a star. So they had bodyguards. They had like fake bodyguards with the suits on. The earpiece that they use, you know, with the wire. All of that. They did that. And yo, they drew a crowd. And people was trying to find out who is that. And yo, they drew a crowd. Oh man, person was a nobody. Like a no-name. They just did it and it worked. You create enough noise and make enough scene, you can do it. People will think, oh, he's famous, oh, he's this, he's that. Man, it can happen, man. Trying to get away from the music. Well, I think the noise will drown it out anyway. Hopefully it will. gonna jump right in front. Again, Joe. It's nice today. It's not hot. It's not cold. There's no wind. Thought it was gonna do a little bit more raining than it is, but it didn't happen today. It just probably drizzled in the morning and that was it. It's been dry. Might experience some buffering. I seen the signal for it. Well, I hope Halloween is nice. Come out for that day and do a video.
Mira que tienes calorías, oye. People, if you're new to this channel, this is a walking tour channel of New York City, and I do events. So like and subscribe if you like the content. I do this pretty much every day, and I do short form videos like from 15 seconds to a minute on YouTube. The trains, buses, the boat, skyscrapers, all around New York. Well, at least in Manhattan, the most. every year they say it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold this year, really cold. They say that every year. Then when summertime comes, they say it's gonna be hot, really hot. Same thing every year. All right. I hear music, so I gotta try to bounce away from that. Looks like I'm gonna walk a block over. Just to duck the noise. It's amazing, right? I'll walk a whole block just to get away from the music or whatever. Still want to turn the microphone off. So we're on Broadway, got off of 7th Avenue. Well, Joe, come up when it gets warm again. Next year. Hello, Karina. Oh shoot. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm not gonna read it all. No littering, no smoking, no cars, nothing on Broadway. Dude almost hit this lady coming out on the green patch. Silent scooters. You didn't hear any noise until he had to put the brakes on. Doggies.
We have to go one more. We're gonna be going east.
Going downtown. For those who don't know, I'm only in the street because cars are not allowed to come the distance I was walking. Motorized. That's what I used to do. I used to use my skateboard to ride to work. After work, I'll ride with the fellas. We just ride all over the city. Six o'clock, New York time. That's what all the bells are for. It's coming from the church right here, the center of the screen. Sound like one of those cartoon alarms. As soon as I get over here, it stops. All right. I mean, you couldn't see the bells anyway. I want to do this in China or Japan, or anywhere else too. South Korea. Just walk around and do videos. People there don't get mad either. Oh yeah, the guy's ringing the bells. Yeah. Going to Herald Square, as in Macy's. I think the Rangers game or something going on in Madison Square Garden. Starting to see jerseys like that, at least one. See, New York Yankees. I don't know if they had a game today or what. I'm not a sports nut, so I wouldn't know. But I'll buy their jerseys. I'll support them in that way. But I don't watch the games or anything like that. I don't have a TV anyway. Even when I didn't watch the games. Only time I used to really watch the games was back in the 1980s. I was hanging out with the fellas. We would watch the East against the West, the All-Star game. And then at that time they had a slam dunk contest that was separate. And the shooting contest that was separate. I used to watch those, but mainly the slam dunk contest. Yeah, we still somewhat in the rush hour. After 6. We're in Herald Square around Macy's. And that's the Empire State Building in the middle. Stepping on the big rock, that's why I'm above everybody. You know, physically, not mentally. This was like to be about 10 feet in the air. 'Cause I'm almost 6 feet. Thanks again, Joe. I gotta do a time lapse around here with all the traffic. Those who are new on this channel, we're in Herald Square. I'm on a big rock, that's why I'm up so high. I'm not that tall. I would have to do a tour of Macy's with doing a 4K video. When you're indoors like that, I don't think I'm gonna have a steady signal. I might have a lot of dead spots in here. I went in one time, and when I started off, it looked okay, and all of a sudden Got not that much time in and it started buffering. I definitely got to do like a 4K video. We're gonna walk back towards 7th Avenue. Walk down 34th Street. I don't know how big Toys R Us is coming back. It's a weird time for them to come back. Meaning that we're running into a recession. But I don't know. I never checked in on it. I heard about it, and now they got the sign on Macy's. So yeah, put that in the text if you know anything about if Toys R Us is coming back in a big way or it's just a one-shot deal. Like one location and maybe they'll build back up. Thing is, I don't know how much competition these video games gonna have. I mean, what kid is really playing with toys like that? Like I said in previous videos, the kids were seeing me ride a skateboard and they would go, ooh, skateboard. For 4 years I was giving away skateboards. I wasn't seeing no kids ride. And I would purposely take vacation off to give those skateboards away. Like they had to win it. And they would come out, play the game. All they had to do was shoot the basketball, get it in one time, and they won a skateboard. And those kids would run straight upstairs after the whole ordeal was over. Like the game, they wouldn't even come out and play. They'll win, and I'll do it late in the day because that's the time they come out, like 4 o'clock. And not many of them come out. They'll play around. Like I said, they did the game, and they went straight upstairs. That was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I said, I ain't doing this no more. That last year was the last year I did the skateboard thing. You know, last year was the basketballs. That's what I did last year. Previous year before that, I did the skateboards. I gave away like 20 basketballs. Same thing. Shoot the ball in, you win, boom. You got a basketball. And these kids was like 16, 15. I did the same thing. I hung around for a week. They won the basketballs, went upstairs. And the guy who was doing the game, because I didn't do the game, he did the game. Boom. He had music and food. They played the game. Once they finished the main game, because my game was short, everybody left. Only people who was there was the people who was like me, who was doing the game or helping out. So I don't know, Toys R Us is gambling, especially if we're running into a recession. Empire State Building. guy on my block, he spent $750,000 on fixing this old garage to make it stable so he could throw tournaments up there for the kids. And I saw him this year. I said, hey man, I ain't seen no kids playing with those basketballs. And I know my basketballs, all my basketballs had different colors. All blue, light blue, dark blue, orange and red, orange and blue. Had all kinds of colors, yellow and blue. So I ain't seen no kids come out. I put the nets up and everything. All right. 7th Avenue, 34th Street. We're on 7th, so we're gonna walk over towards 8th Avenue. So if anyone's new to this channel, this is the walking channel of New York City and the events channel of New York City. I'll do walking tours and events around New York City. So like and subscribe. And you can support this channel through Super Thanks and Super Chat. See a heart with the S in the middle of it. You can tap in, check it out. Yeah, it's like the second busiest to Times Square. On this area, even more so, all the way down to Hudson Yards. Well, I should say Hudson Yards up to 34th Street in this area, 7th Avenue. Somebody's showing off, trying to stay away from the unnecessary noise. Okay, it's Long Island Railroad. Check this out. This is something they started a few years ago. they didn't want to use benches, so you just lean up against that and wait for the bus. And they got it in the train stations too. So they got rid of some of the benches in train station and the bus routes. I'm trying to duck this scaffolding. All right. That Chick-fil-A is popping up everywhere. See? Them and that other one. Jollibee, I think that's the name of it.
Global Halloween store.
Pretty sure. Yeah, they got music. I'm not going in there.
Halloween costume, 10%
Yep.
off, 225 West 34th Street.
Probably got to walk further in. Even if I turn, they let me in, and I got to turn the microphone off. Won't be so interesting. At least on your half. 'Cause I'm going to have the music running in my ears. That's why years ago when they made those silent movies, they used to have orchestras and bands play music until they actually got the sound going. Joe, you gotta tell me how that thing works. It's the moderator thing. How do you fit in? Like, I don't know how that works. I gotta get out this lane. Moment. Fifth Avenue. Ah, gotta run. I think the Rangers are playing today. That's like the second set of guys I've seen with the another one, the Rangers. So it is the Rangers playing today. I'm gonna go down to Madison Square Garden and take a look. Might walk back to Times Square. Joe, I'm not 100% sure. I think I got a click on this thing. Now what I didn't do it yesterday. I turned my one phone off, like I'm using a 13 volt. But I had none of these problems last year. It started happening until like 2 months. Is there a game today?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was wondering why I kept seeing so many people. They're probably going right now. But I still might check T-Mobile anyway, just in case anything, this phone starts acting up. So far I've been on for an hour and no problem. That's the Moynihan Train Hall. This runs right into Hudson Yards. I was talking to one of the staff members today because we were supposed to leave the Hudson Yards right about now, this time. But they said now they moved it to February. So we got to see what happens then. Okay, yeah, it's the Rangers, because I see nothing but Rangers jerseys. One of those, for one of those rival teams. Jersey on the walk around here, what they would do. Oh man, that would be the, I don't know. But man, I'm telling you, some people take these sports so serious. Insane. This is back in the 80s. This older guy, I was probably like 22, 23. This guy was telling me, he said this happened back around 1970. And One guy said, F the Mets. You know he shot the guy? I was like, what? No way. He said, yeah, he shot him. Shot him dead. Oh, man. Sometimes you can't even mess around with these guys' game, man. These guys go to these games, they lose their voices, screaming, cheering for the team. Insane, man. You gotta be careful what you say. Oh, this is the 13th, so I can get at least 2.5 hours out of this battery. I'm only like an hour in anyway, so I should be fine.
He really is the best.
I don't know, man. I always looked at sports as true entertainment. You know, I never looked at it as somebody say something I don't like or disagree with, beat people up and all that junk. I never felt that way. You know? Same thing when we was playing sports, like when I was a kid. You had people, they hate losing, man. For me, it was just fun. I get on the court, shoot around. We lose, we lose. Try again. Get on the court again. Play another game till you can win. Some people, it doesn't work that way with them. They want to fight because they're losing. That's insane. Oh man, you lost your voice? Oh man. You went to both games, Joe? Oh man. But I mean, that's fun. Okay, I can see that. You having fun. I mean, beating people up, that's something totally different. Shooting them, I can't see it. You know? I mean, people get in arguments, like heated. Rah, rah, rah. Like we used to, especially when we used to be watching the fights, like, well, of course, we're talking, like I said, 30 years. Mike Tyson fights, Sugar Ray Leonard fights, Ali fights, all that kind of stuff. It was insane. I don't know if it's like that too much now, you know, because I don't be around people too tough like that. But yeah, man, people don't mess with their heroes or whatever you want to call them. But the thing is, too, some of these celebrities, man, they got swollen heads, man. You don't want to meet some of them. You do better admiring them from a distance. That's it. You know? I've worked around a few. I mean, it's part of my job. And plus, I'm in the street all the time, going from spot to spot. I see people like that. Yo, they got a fan base. Some of them are disrespectful. You know? Say hi to them. Yo, they won't even wave. Yeah, most I do when I see celebrities, I do like a salute, like a, you know, like a military salute. Or I nod my head, just to let them know I've seen them. That's it.
I don't chase them for no autographs. None of that. Only time I really stop, somebody has to stop them first. I'm not going to stop them. I like to talk to them. So if somebody stops them and talk to them and they build up a crowd, I'll walk over there and just listen. And I'll just see how they are. If they seem to be cool and I got a question in mind, then I'll say something. Other than that, I don't do it. Okay, we are an hour in, so I'm gonna head back. We're going on 8th Avenue. We're on 35th going back to Times Square. Like a giant circle. I might take this to 50th and come back. I'm gonna see how far I'm gonna go. See how far this is gonna hold out. If it doesn't disconnect, that's my main thing. This is the New Yorker. They got a big sign on the other side. And if you're around Javits Center, you can see the New Yorker sign in lights. Probably one of the better looking signs in the city, and it's old too. Sorry about that, man. I'm in the green patch, man. See that? Oh, man. Fire department. Thank you, Joe. It's a nice Monday. Talking weather-wise, it's been pretty good. Like, what? This whole weekend that just passed and running into this weekend is pretty good. Here we go again. Catch this. That weed world is popping up everywhere with people who smoke. We'll try to take this all the way down while I'm in the street. That's how big the street is. About 4 lanes. I mean, if they put it back to its original state, it's almost 6 lanes. I hope we don't get some rain. It's been going too good, I guess, for me.
Yeah, Joe, how do I put you on for the moderator thing? How does that work? Shut this thing down for a second if the sky. The music. Girl with the music. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, I don't know what kind of bus that was. Should have looked at it. I mean, you know, checked it out. Okay, Joe. Thanks again. Man, 8th Avenue is loaded with the nut jobs, man. They constantly talking to themselves. Jeez. Oh. I'm telling you, they didn't put these two buildings here for nothing. This is the New York Times building. It's gonna be a matter of time. You're gonna knock all of those buildings down. They're gonna clean this area up. They're gonna stop all of the nut jobs from being around. It's insane. Like, where all these people gonna go? Maybe I'm using the wrong word, I don't know. See, every generation got their little way of talking. Perfect example. Back in the 80s, I was working at Merrill Lynch. So we had an older guy. Man, this guy was real cool. Well, to me he was. His name was Lou Bell. He's like one of my favorite guys that was working there. So he was Jewish. He startled everybody. And not on purpose, like to be malicious or anything like that. but he was in his 70s at that time. And we all in our early 20s, like 22, 25 or whatever. So my generation, we say black people. You know, like this, black that. We black people. That's before the word African American kicked in and became popular. So we would call ourselves black people. He said, the coloreds, because that was his generation. That's what they would call us. So he called us the coloreds. Everybody's face turned into a frown. I was like, oh shit. Nobody was gonna hurt him, but they was just looking at him like, what? Oh man, that was crazy. So Lou got like, he wasn't scared of nothing, but he saw like the surprised look on everybody's face. And yeah, he never used the word again. But it's just funny, you know, as time goes on, you don't keep up with shit, you know. Oh man, that was crazy. And just to show you how much time goes by, and like I said, you don't keep up on stuff, you know, because you're a different generation. You'll follow for a while, and then after a while, you start following stuff. So, I was talking to my uncle. This is back then, like the 1980s, mid-1980s. Now, back then, you didn't use the word, like, black people didn't call one another black people. That's what he told me. Like, he's talking about like the 1940s, the 1930s. He said if you call a black guy black back then, he said you had a fight on your hands. That's what he told me. You imagine that? Yeah, man, that's what he told me. He said back in the 40s, you couldn't call a black person black. They got offended. You had to call them Negro. That's why if you look at any old film footage or old newspaper or anything like that, you'll see, well, you'll hear it and see it. They didn't say black people, they call them Negroes. So that's what I mean by things change. If you don't keep up with it a little bit, you'll be kind of behind times, and then you could offend somebody, you know? That's why some comedians, let's just throw a name out there like Andrew Dice Clay. He used to crack on everybody. He didn't give nobody, like, nobody was safe with that guy. So he made fun of everybody. And the type of jokes he was saying, people laughed it off back then. If he was to do those jokes now, he would catch hell. He'd get blackballed or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the term they would use now. But yo, he would catch it, man. Especially with the people with this cancel culture. He would feel the heat. They're trying to make it where he can't work anywhere, you know? So that's what I mean by, you know, people think when they say that expression, things change but they remain the same. Not so true. Not so true with a lot of stuff now. I saw my brother yesterday. He was telling me things are worse now. I was like, what? No comparison to the 80s and the 90s. I'm talking about crime-wise. Totally different. You know? Back in the 80s, people was kicking people on the train tracks. People was losing limbs. And that went on for a few years. Same thing with the chain snatching, getting shot. Shot for gazelles and glasses. Getting killed for sheepskins. People was robbing you for your sneakers. And we talking 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. He's doing all of that. I don't know if it's a reprisal of it, coming back with these rappers are just getting knocked out of the box now. Especially in California, mainly that's where it's at. Yeah, man. I don't keep up on it. Rap got corny after some names I don't know if maybe I could mention them. I mean, it is entertainment, you know? Yeah, man. But, what's that guy? Lil Wayne and there was another guy. It turned me off and I stopped listening to rap after a while. It got corny. To me it did. Soulja Boy, that was the other guy's name. I could kind of listen to them talk about things, but once their music come on, I'm like, I can't do it. Wearing the tightest jeans possible, and all, I was like, yo, this is not me. You know, I stopped listening. We're still on 8th Avenue, and we're on 45th Street. So I might walk up 5 more blocks and turn into the square. So people, if you're new to this channel, like and subscribe. I do this pretty much every day. And check out my shorts. Short videos. That's what they call them, shorts. On YouTube. I'm in a train station, the buses, the ferry boats, during rush hour, off hours, day and night. I mainly do all that as I'm working. So definitely check me out. And like I said, you can support this channel through super thanks, super chat, at any channel. I mean, this channel on any video, you'll see a heart with the S in the middle. It would be greatly appreciated if you use it. I appreciate everybody who's chiming in for tonight, because it is Monday. And it's a lot of traffic. It looks like Friday around here. I know the game is going on. The game is on Madison Square Garden, so it's gonna be a lot of traffic for that Rangers / whoever they playing. I mean, the whole 8th Avenue is packed.
But he's in charge of all
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for the $10, Joe. Greatly appreciate it. They just wrapped this bus because it wasn't like this before. This is one of the tour buses. You can look on my old videos check back, I did a tour. I think it was on Top View. Once again, thanks again, Joe. And the ride is like an hour and a half. And I went from Times Square into 125th Street up in Harlem, and it came back to Times Square. So it was like an hour and a half ride. So if you're gonna do any videos or taking pictures, get in the back of the bus, because you get in the front, I don't know, you might not catch it as well. Right. That's right, we're coming up to the fire station. Check that out. Everybody likes a fire truck. I'm gonna drive a kid bananas, give him a fire truck. I'm talking about little kids. Yeah.
How would we meet? I went straight up to my team. They're like,
Yeah. Yeah, let's walk down. Mess around and try to walk down the next block, I might hear music. I don't hear anything right now. Let's make this work. I hear somebody's playing music. All right, I gotta pick it up. This out. So people, remember to like and subscribe. Follow this channel to see New York without paying a cent. I gotta go. Yep. Check that out. You're doing 360 videos. I wish I know how to do Joe Pesci's voice. Funny how? Funny like I amuse you? That guy is a riot. Oh man. But if you remember Goodfellas, the movie, the guy Joe Pesci was playing, believe it or not, he wasn't short, he was a big dude. Isn't that funny how they got Joe Pesci to do his part? The dude was 6'2", like I can't remember exactly what he looked like. He had black hair, I remember that. And he was a tall guy. He wasn't skinny either. They got Joe Pesci to play his part. You know. That's how you can bend the truth. It's a movie. Even though it's based on a true story. They didn't get somebody his size. Or even look like him. Joe Pesci looks nothing like that guy. Not even physically at all. So you can't say the guy had a, what you would call it? What would they call that damn thing? Oh man, the guy who has the height problem. Napoleon complex. That's what it's called. And somebody who's on the short side and they feel they gotta prove themselves because they short and they think everybody's gonna disrespect them. You know, that's what they always call, that's what they call it. Napoleon complex. Supposed to have been about 5'7", but a lot of people at that time was short. That's what they said. Seen this thing on Napoleon. They were saying a lot of people back of that time was short. Probably mainly from France. Everybody else have been. I don't get it. $27 for night. Brother, my late brother, used to call my father that. He didn't tell him to his face or nothing. But my brother's 6'1". My father was one of those guys with the, I think he had one of those Napoleon complex attitudes. You know? I know a guy that, he didn't have that real complex as an attitude, but he told me, and he was really young. He was only like 23 years old. He said, "Look at me," and he wanted to become a cop. He said, "I'm short, fat, bald." but he knew how to box. He said, when I become a cop, I'm going to be an asshole. I was like, oh man. Well, that's what he said. I don't know if he stuck to it. You might see him. He said he's in Times Square right now. Say his name, I'll just start screaming. Imagine that. Oh man. I think it's gotta be at least 60 degrees. I can't turn on my phone because I'm scared it's gonna knock this phone out. I've been doing well so far. Kind of waiting for these guys to stop with the music. Like they start and stop. You guys you see right there, and then they started. So they're playing that music, I can't have it. Like they keep turning it off and turning it on. They trying to like, I don't know if they're doing the video or not. I'm gonna try to go up the steps. It's like my favorite part. Oversee the whole Times Square. I used to mainly end my videos here. I'll walk all over the city, and then I'll come here, end my videos at the top of the steps. Trying to do something a little different each time I live stream.
Đó, bây giờ chúng mình pha lố dầm mày không?
All right. Can't go from side to side because a lot of it is taken up. I am here kind of late. So I usually go to the left, go to the right of the ends of the steps, show you, you know, down the block or whatnot. All right, so we're gonna get off. Okay.
Have to wait.
Thanks again, Joe, once again, for the super chat, I believe it was, $10. Thank you very much. I think it's starting to rain. I thought somebody was tripping when I saw the umbrella. I mean, I got a case over the phone, but if the lens gets wet, then you're gonna see big water spots on the lens, like, and it's not gonna look good. I think as soon as I close out, that's when it's gonna stop drip dropping. And everybody's leaving the steps. But that's the good thing about the rain at times. It gets rid of the headaches. The music stops, everybody starts leaving. So to a degree, it works sometimes. Oh, that was cool. Came to New York on your honeymoon. So far I'm gonna stay on until, unless it really starts coming down or it gets annoying, and I'm gonna have to close out. Breakdance is going to have to stop soon, but the ground is starting to get a little slippery. I believe they're not going to want to take that chance of falling, doing stunts. Basically, that's what it is. It's like a stunt. Okay, people. I think it's starting to really pick up with the rain. Wow. It's picking up. I bought my umbrella though. Just don't want to go in my bag to get it. Then that means put the phone down. I'm not going to lift the phone up. I usually lift it up to show the buildings, but it's outright raining right now.
Oh my God.
Everybody's against the wall like like it's a line. They're probably gonna stay there until the rain stops and come back out.
What motherfucker?
Friday night.
Has anybody seen any buffering so far? Because I haven't seen any signals saying that it's a weak signal. okay. And now it's starting to be less people too, so guess that's helping. Like I said, I turned my other phone off. Maybe that's what's doing it. I used to keep both phones on, so when somebody calls me or something, I can at least know what's going on. I'm going to continue like this. I'm going to have to leave it off. Surprised the lens ain't get wet. The rain is starting to lighten up, so maybe it's a good thing that people stuck it out. Or at least over here where I'm at. I'll put it that way. Probably go back over there and it's still coming down a little harder. Even a pigeon on the ground. That's another spot that's starting to gain traction, as in stores popping up. Starting to pick up again. All right. Go. music, the music. Looks like a movie set. The streets all shiny and everything. Yeah, the rain is starting to hit the lens, so I'm about to close out. I always catch this girl. Oh, every time I come in this area, I may stop and ask her a few questions. I think she vlogs more than me. I'm out here almost every day. Well, not in Times Square, but I see almost every time I come to Times Square. I think she's Chinese. Could be wrong. I never hear her speak English. And I hear music, so I gotta turn around. One of those guys with the hot dog like trucks playing music. Okay, people, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. This is the walking tour channel of New York City. And I do parades, events of New York. So I'm pretty much out here almost every day. And on my short form videos, I show the streets, train stations, the trains, the bus, ferry terminals, train terminals, almost everything I can of New York City. Skyscrapers, like inside the skyscrapers looking down on the street. I do that too. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you wish to support the channel, you can support it through Super Thanks and Super Chat. You'll see a symbol of a heart with an S in it. Click on that and you can support the channel. Or you can just tune in every day. That would be greatly appreciated. There's no set time when I come out because when I'm working, it's just a matter of getting started. I might start doing daytime, like early morning walks around rush hour before I start work. At least walk for maybe an hour. Even though I get up real early in the morning, I just lay around. That's another thing. But I may start doing that because we have less light daylight time, especially when it hits around 6 o'clock. And the rain is picking up. So people, you have a good night. And for some, you have a good day. Joe, thanks for everything. I greatly appreciate it. Donation. And here we go. You have a good day or a good night. Depends where you're at. Okay, see you tomorrow. Maybe in the morning or the afternoon. Or in my video shorts. Ciao.